this video, we will learn the main topic of the video is installing Windows Server 2022 on VMware Workstation 17 Pro. In my last video, I told you how to install VMware Workstation 17 on your machines, and we discussed in another video how to install Windows Server 2012 R2 on VMware Workstation 17. So we will be working today on Windows Server 2022. We will install it and we will see some of the issues. So first of all, I'll tell you about Windows Server 2022. Windows Server 2, uh, Windows Server 2022 is the 10th and the latest major release of the Windows Server operating system by Microsoft. It was released on 18th August 2021, which was almost 3 years after Windows Server 2019 was launched and a few months before Windows 11. So 2022 came before Windows 11, a few months before Windows 11. The second topic is system requirements for Windows Server 2022. First requirement is 1.4 gigahertz, 32-bit or 64-bit processor. RAM, minimum RAM is 2 gigabytes, at least 32 GB free space, 1024 into 768 pixels display, which is a basic display. BIOS should be UEFI 2.3.1C. Now, what is UEFI? It is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface. In older BIOS, what used to happen, you could not control the BIOS from the operating system itself. So if you are logged into the operating system, you cannot control BIOS. With UEFI, you have some features that you can control through your operating system. If you are logged into Windows 11, you can control the settings of BIOS from the Windows itself. Security is trusted platform module 2.0, which is TPM 2.0. Now, what is trusted platform module? It is basically designed for hardware based security. Uh, there are viruses or there are attacks that could happen on the firmware level of the machine, which is not on the operating system, but it affects directly your firmware. Maybe the processor is not encrypted. So as the technology is growing, so the hackers are growing, the viruses that they send over the internet is growing. So viruses can harm your firmware as well. So TPM helps you in protecting from the firmware attacks. So this TPM and UEFI, these are only required for certain features. We will look into it when we install Windows Server 2022. What are these certain features? We will download the Windows Server 2022 from Microsoft Evaluation Center. Download size is almost 4.7 gigabytes, so you need a fast internet connection. On slow internet connection, it will take time. It will download, but it will take time. And the final topic is installing Windows Server 2022 on VMware Workstation 17 Pro. So first I'll show you attempt direct installation. Will try to install it directly and we will get an error. So I'll produce an error and I'll tell you how do we overcome this error and installing Windows Server 2022 on VMware Workstation correct way so that you do not get the error message. So let us get started with installing. So first of all, I will launch VMware Workstation. So I have this installed. Okay, it's open now. So Windows Server 2012, it is already installed. In my last video, we installed Windows Server 2012. Today we are trying to install Windows Server 2022. First, we will attempt a direct installation and we will see what kind of error you get. And then we will install it the correct way so that you do not get any error. So let us begin with File and New Virtual Machine. Okay. So I'll use typical recommended. Uh, Click on Next. So I have this evaluation version in downloads already for 2022. I click on Open. So it says Windows Server 2022 detected. So anyone, if you want to know how to download it from Microsoft Evaluation Center, so I have covered it in my last video, how you download it. However, I will cover it once again. So you open your browser and type here Microsoft Evaluation Center. Now, here you see the list of operating systems that you can download. This is the link I have pasted in, I have put in the description of the video. So I will put it there, Microsoft Evaluation Center. We'll open Microsoft Evaluation Center and we'll put the link in there. Okay, so and then I go to Microsoft Evaluation Center. You have to go to Windows Server. We need to download Windows Server 2022. So we'll click on Windows Server 2022 and it gives you the complete overview and it says get started for free. You have to click on download the ISO. In some other video, we will show you how you configure the VHD, that is virtual hard disk. This topic I covered in my last video as well. So I'll put the details, technowits, email, technowits@outlook.com, company name, technowits, country region is I'll select India, company size, one, job role, maybe I put admin, country code is 91, and I'll put my phone number there. No need to put question comments and select this and click on download now. So we are on this page. On Microsoft Evaluation Center. So we have to download the ISO image. So 64-bit, I click on it and it starts download instantly. 4.7 gigabytes is the download size. So that is why I mentioned in the notes that you need a fast internet connection to download. However, for this video, I have already downloaded it. So I'll stop the download and we will come back to our VMware Workstation. So you see Windows Server 2022 detected. I'll click on next. So here it is asking for a product key for evaluation center operating systems. You do not have to put the product key. I will Windows personalized Windows is Techno Width and click on next. So it says you did not enter a Windows product key. Windows will install without one, but must be manually activated later. Would you like to continue? I'll click on yes. Where it will install. So as in last video, I have created a folder for the virtual machines on local disk C, Technovets virtual machines. Okay, so you see Windows Server 2012 is installed. I'll go ahead and make a new folder inside it. So you can right click and create a new folder, new folder, or it gives you an option right here to make a new folder. Name of the new folder would be Windows Server Server 2022. I will, okay, it is created, right? I'll select it, click on OK, click next. 60 gigs of space I'm allocating in the sheet. You see, we discussed it needs at least 32 GB of free space. So 60 gigs is perfectly fine. Click on next. See, here is how you customize your hardware. Windows Server, so memory is 2.48 MB, which is 2 gigabytes. What is the minimum requirement? Minimum requirement is 2 gigabytes. We are allocating 4. This is the basic display, so no problem. Click on finish, and it created the Windows Server 2022. So it started the installation, and this is the direct installation that we are doing. Direct installation we are doing. So it will give us an error. So I have made a place for error as well. Let us see what error it makes. So sorry for the background noise. Okay, this is the error I was waiting for. Windows cannot find the Microsoft software term license terms. Make sure the installation sources are valid and restart the installation. So how do we solve this error? Okay, what I'll do is I'll power off this virtual machine. Power off the virtual machine. Windows Server 2022. Right click, manage, and we'll delete from disk because it is going to take a space on your machine. Okay, the correct way of installation, as I mentioned, the error Windows cannot find Microsoft software license terms. Make sure the installation sources are valid and restart the installation. Now, installing Windows Server 2022 on VMware Workstation the correct way. Okay, so first we will do is we'll go File, New Virtual Machine. We'll click on Custom, click Next, or and then we'll click Next and select I will install the operating system later. This is the point that you need to make. I will install the operating system later. You should select, then click on Next. And Microsoft Windows is correct. Windows Server 2022 is correct. I click on next, browse to the location, and this PC you can use if you are not, because I am using OneDrive. So if I save it in documents folder, because by default all your virtual machines will be saved in the documents folder as virtual machines. Okay, but I have created a custom folder which is Technovit's virtual machines, and as I deleted it from disk, it went away. So I'll create a new folder. So I'll click on this, make a new folder, name it Windows Server 2022, and click on OK. So now it will install in Windows Server 2022. Click next. This is a requirement UEFI. As we mentioned, that is the operating system requirement. Click on next. Number of processes, we'll check it later, but we will assign it 2 processors, and click next. Memory is 2048, which is sufficient. Click on next. Next, you just have to click next right now, and we okay, create a new virtual disk. Next, split virtual disks into multiple files. Windows Server 2020 VMDK, this is the hard disk created. Click on finish. Now your Windows Server 2022 is up. So if you power on this machine, it will look for the installer, and it could not find any installer because we have not specified it. So how do you do it? Is this machine is on, turned on. So you go to VM, removable devices, CD DVD SATA, and you click on settings. In settings, you have to use your ISO image. So you click on browse. Here it is downloaded. Click on OK and make it connected. Okay, and click on OK. Now we have the removable device. It is connected because it is giving us an option to disconnect. So it is connected. It is like putting your DVD installer DVD or the installer pen drive into the machine and boot from it. So now what we are going to do is we'll go to restart this guest. I'll restart it. Press any key to boot from CD. So you click inside and press any key on your keyboard. It is installing right now, doing pre-checks. This time you see this is the license and terms page that it was looking for. So we select United States keyboard input. So you click on install now. It says setup is starting. Again, as in 2012 installation, we selected standard desktop experience. This time I'll select data center evaluation desktop experience because we need the GUI. I click next. Custom install 60 GB that we assign to this PC. It is working on it. It is copying files, ready, everything it is doing. So you need to wait till the time it gives you the next screen. I will not skip or fast forward this video. Let it work as it is working. Meanwhile, if you so after installing 2016, my next video will be installing Active Directory. We will look into details on Active Directory, and we will work on user account creation, group creation, domain join machines. So I'll create the video very soon for you. Because if it is a server Active Directory, to install Active Directory, you will need a static IP. So we will discuss in detail what a static IP is and what a dynamic IP is. Uh, Dynamic IP, the machine gets an IP through DHCP. So it is a pool of IP addresses that is used. So whenever you reboot your machine, your IP address will change. On a server, you would not like the IP address of the server to change. Otherwise, it will disconnect every time, and every time you have to search for it. So if you are installing a server, it should have a static IP so that the IP address remains same. We will look into all these details. It is saying installing updates, finishing up. And my plan is to use Microsoft Intune as well, Microsoft 365 E5 license. So when I use it, we will be able to manage machines through Intune Autopilot, and we will work on Azure. It is a journey, right? I have to. This will be a full-fledged virtual lab that I want to create with some free trial licenses. I will access Azure as well and look into some details of the cloud computing. Okay, it is almost done. It will take some time. Don't know. Getting ready. Okay. Currently, I told you if I click on this screen, my cursor will disappear, right? So you have to press Control and Alt so that you get your cursor back. You click inside, it will be gone. If you press Control Alt, it will be back on the screen. Pressing Control Alt Delete will give you the option to lock or open Task Manager on your host machine as well as the guest operating system as well. So this is the place from where you can put Control Alt Delete onto this virtual machine. Password I will. Okay, so now it is ready. Administrator is the account. Password I'll create. Okay, I have to click inside and click on finish. So it says finalizing your settings. The computer is ready. As I told you, it says press Ctrl Alt Delete to unlock. So you have to press Ctrl Alt Delete from here, and it will give you the option. So now Windows Server 2022 is ready. I won't say it is ready. There is one step which is required is installing the drivers. Okay, network is connected. So this machine is online. So I'll click on VM and click on install VMware tools. So it says VMware tools. Okay. Now how do you install it? You go to my PC, this PC, and you see this comes as a DVD drive as well. It will pop up. You need to click on it and run setup64.exe. So it will install all the drivers. These are enhanced keyboard and mouse drivers and enhanced graphics driver as well. So it is, I'll say, in the 2012 we did a typical. This time I'll do a complete. Next, and you click on install. It will take some time to install and make a machine ready. It will ask you to reboot the machine as well. Click finish. It's asking you to restart to make the configuration changes happen. So you click on yes. Restarting. So you can see the difference in the graphics now. So now I'm sending control or delete using this, and I'll put my password. All right, the machine is up. You can go make it the full screen view. Oh, looks good. Okay, so now we will look into more details in our next video. Windows 2022 is installed and we installed the correct way. We dealt with the error message, which was, so it is valid for all the operating systems where you are getting this message. Maybe you are installing 2012 R2, 2016, 2019, or 2022. So everywhere you have to follow this step if you get this error message. I think this video will help you in creating your virtual library or virtual laboratory, and you can practice it on your own. You can run machines, different operating systems. So maybe next time I come up with installation of a Kali Linux, or before I do that, we will install Active Directory on a machine. That is the main purpose of my lab creation. And once Active Directory is installed, we will try to manage machines and users using the Active Directory first. And then we will move to Azure, and then we will move to Intune. So stay tuned. Keep watching the videos for learning. Have a nice day.